Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Mindset Investor. Because creating generational wealth in real estate requires 5% strategy and 95% mindset. Today, I want to talk to you about the idea of the comfort zone, but not before telling you a little story of what happened actually earlier this morning. You see, every Saturday at 7 in the morning, we have this private group on Facebook where I'm teaching these ideas of mindset. And today we were talking about intuition. This is something that we'll speak on way later on into the future with you, with all of you. But this is the second time that I presented the idea of intuition. The first time that we did it, I mean, we've been doing this for maybe about 3 months, maybe just under 3 months already, every single Saturday at 7 in the morning. And the connection is always perfect. You know, the internet connection, we always do it on Zoom. And I may go to a coffee shop for the most time, for most of the time, I do it from a coffee shop because I'm on my way actually to the gym around that time. and and I don't use the internet of the coffee shop. I actually use my hotspot to make sure that the connection is perfect. Every single one of the episodes have been great, perfect connection. I mean, connection has never been a problem. When it came to presenting the idea of intuition, here's the thing: presenting that idea of intuition, or the mental faculty of intuition, is very interesting. It has been interesting for me, but there are some wild concepts that I had never learned in my life, but or I had never heard in my life before. But now I understand them pretty cool, pretty good, and of course now I'm trying to teach this stuff to other people. But something interesting happened. Like, the only one episode where there was absolutely no good internet connection, I was unable to present almost 45 minutes on the mental faculty of intuition, and it was just not good enough. You know, the internet connection was not good, so it was always interrupted. Anyway, I couldn't present it, so I always had it in the back of my mind to do it again after presenting all of our mental faculties. I would leave it for last. And then today, something happened again. I was going to do the intuition again. I actually did intuition again, but only the people that were present were able to hear the idea. The connection was perfect, and but then the recording stopped. The gentleman that hosts this group, you may have heard of him. His name is Jim Lawrence, and he couldn't make it, so he left us. He was the host. He left us, left the recording, but then he left, and the recording stopped. So only the people that were there were able to listen to the entire thing. So this led me to believe, or to think, that perhaps only the people who are ready to listen to that concept of intuition are the ones that are destined to listen to it. Anyway, that was just a wild idea that I had, a wild thought that I had, that I wanted to share with you. But let's go now into the concept of the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a very interesting concept, and for the majority of the population, this is not even something that we think about. Okay, we just go around our lives. We don't even, in general terms, think about concepts of the mind. But the comfort zone is an interesting idea because you could say to yourself, okay, I've I have enough income to pay the mortgage. I have a warm bed to sleep on. There's food in the fridge. Why would I want to change anything that I have? I'm pretty comfortable. I don't want to change. I'm pretty good the way that I am. And yeah, you could argue that you're pretty comfortable right now. The only problem with that is the fact that everything is changing all the time. Every single minute of life, everything is changing all the time. So to say to yourself that why would you want to change anything that makes you comfortable right now, or that everything is good right now, is pretty much ignoring the fact that nothing stays the way it is. So we always have to think about growing, about, because here's the thing, if we're not growing, there's a law of the universe that is very exact. In the law of opposites, if we're not growing, we are disintegrating. So if we believe that we are not able to, or that we should not change anything that we're doing right now, then that's pretty much wrong thinking. That's what I've been hearing from all of the wise people that I actually study when it comes to concepts of the mind. Now, the comfort zone is also an idea that does not allow us to reach the goals that we want to reach. Why? Because we have all of these programs that are embedded in the subconscious mind. Some people call it conditioning, other people call it paradigm. And in order for us to make the changes that are needed to that we need to do for ourselves in order to reach wherever we want to go, I call it the star that we're shooting at, because really everything is possible. The more that we study these ideas, the more we realize that everything is possible beyond our wildest dreams. But it is the comfort zone that doesn't allow us sometimes to move forward. I'm going to give you an example. There was this challenge that we started a few days ago, probably already 4 days ago, where everybody that was given the challenge to post every single day not necessarily are doing it. And the reason why we don't do it, and we know the importance of doing it, is because it makes us uncomfortable to post for whatever reason. Ideas that we hold in our mind that have been programmed in there since we were born, and for these reasons we don't do it because it makes us uncomfortable. So we stay within our comfort zone, and when we stay inside our comfort zone, we are unable to grow. So the idea is to start getting outside of our comfort zone in order to make that growth, in order to make those changes that we need to make in order to get to where we want to get. And as we study this more and more often, and we become more comfortable with all of these ideas, then we start realizing that feeling once we are feeling uncomfortable, then we know we're actually growing. So we start getting used to the idea of being in the uncomfortable zone. It's uncomfortable because our entire nervous system makes us feel uncomfortable. And but understanding that, getting to know that feeling of uncomfort is very different from the feeling of being uncomfortable when, say, we are sick or we are in pain. No, this feeling is very unique. This feeling actually tells us that we are growing. So what we need to do, what we need to start doing, is becoming more and more aware of this idea of the comfort zone, and starting to get to know how is it that we feel when we are growing. And then we start getting comfortable with that uncomfort zone. How is that? I just came up with that. Anyway, even if I came up with it, I know that other people probably have said it in the past, but regardless, you're listening to this right now, and maybe you're listening to this concept for the first time, or you have listened to it many other times. But the fact that you're listening to it again, it's doing you good because of the power of repetition. And I've spoken about this in the past. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'm going to ask you to please, if you're watching this on YouTube, just like and subscribe. It's going to allow the so-called algorithms within YouTube to spread the word to everybody who's interested and who are ready to receive this information, just like those people that I talked about earlier, people who are ready to hear about that concept of intuition. And if you want to know more about that program that we're doing every Saturday at 7 in the morning, shoot me a message. Most likely through Facebook Messenger. You can even comment here on YouTube. But anyway, that's about it. I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.